Hello, good morning, Wool community. Thank you for coming to day 1408, Readings for Renewal. My name is Marinés Rodríguez. I'll be your facilitator for today. I am a medicine woman, an energetic arts teacher, and a womb keeper, and I'm excited to share today. Thank you so much for your patience. Welcome, Shelly. Hey, Adam. Doreen, good morning, good morning. Rashida, Sakia, hey, Suzie. Oh yeah, Robin, hi. I don't want to pronounce it incorrectly. Muhonya? Muhonya. So if you can drop the pronunciation, if you don't mind, that'll be really beautiful too. Good morning, Facebook community. I'm gonna give you folks a couple minutes. We're going to go through a breathing exercise as well as some optional readings. So if you'd like to get a reading, you'll have an opportunity to do that once we have our welcome song and our breathing exercise to ground us and help us to connect and lean into the collective energy. We'll then open it up for all of you and you can get your one-on-ones. Thank you so much again for being Muhonya. Hmm. Love that. Muhonja. Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. Professor Marilyn, Rachel, thank you, thank you. Oh, we got some more people joining in. Nice. Leonie, Kaisha, Cheryl, Laura. Yes. Grand Rising, good morning. Buenos dias, Sakari, all the things. Good morning, good morning. Okay, great. So again, today is readings for renewal. So if you like, start setting your intention on being open to receiving the medicine that's dropping in, that's downloading in order to bring us all renewal. What are we ready to let be renewed? What are we ready to let transform, to even let die? Thank you again. Gonna take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
Okay, thank you so much for that beautiful introduction song. Again, my name is Marinés Rodriguez if you're just joining, and this is my session for Woo, Readings for Renewal. So again, I'm going to lead us through a breathing exercise, and I'll explain why I chose to lead us through a breathing exercise. And I will then open up the space for us to get our own readings. There is an invitation for you to come off mute, come off camera if you'd like. And you can also not. Again, the invitation is open. The way that I do my readings, if you haven't joined before, is very interactive and I'm very clairsentient and clear cognizant. So I can tend to feel and help you process through whatever is coming through for you. So, thank you again. I've already done an invocation with my medicine bundle, my mesa, which is here joining us. It has so much medicine in it, so much activation, so many blessings. And this is through the Quechuan Andean tradition. I am a Dominican woman born and raised in the Bronx. And I also would like to talk today a little bit about the Mayan calendar, which has helped me. So when I chose this day, it was honestly out of the day, like it was just convenience. Like, okay, this day works for me, July 8th. And then I looked at the day that is corresponding to this day in the Mayan, in one of the Mayan calendars, which is the Choki. It is goes by 260 days versus the 365-day calendar. And so within these 260 days, there are 20 energies that are navigating and circling throughout the 260 days, and each energy can work with us and support us. And today, with permission, I'd like to share about the energy of Ik, which is today. And Ik is the energy of the wind, which also is the energy of the sacred breath. So on my air signs, the Mayan cosmology works a little bit different than, like, for example, your horoscope, your element could be different than your astrological element. However, really lean into that and also lean into the power of your breath for renewal. And every breath that we take, we're renewing our commitment to live. For some of us, we believe that we've only got one life. For others, like myself, we believe there's more than one. However, the breath is so powerful, and the breath is also how we speak our intentions, our prayers. It is what we bond ourselves to. It is what we are affirming for ourselves. And so it's very important that today, especially if you come off mute, if you speak into the sacred space that we're in, that you're conscious of what you're saying, but you're also validating your experience, your feelings, while also speaking words that empower you. And I'll support us through that as well. I know it's very early. Those that know me, I'm not too much of a morning person, but we've got this. So let's take a deep breath. You can close your eyes if you like, inhaling through the nose, letting the belly expand, and then exhaling through the mouth, letting the belly collapse. And we're going to work with the butterfly breath to create a prayer, an intention of what you'd like to receive or embody today. So we're going to inhale again through the nose, bringing that breath down as much as possible to the chest, and then exhale gently through the mouth. Inhaling again through the nose, letting the breath go even lower, maybe to the belly if possible. If the breath doesn't go beyond your neck and your shoulders, no judgment, it's okay. And then exhaling gently through the mouth. And then inhaling through the nose again, letting the breath go deeper, down into the body, and exhaling gently through the mouth. Very soft breath. Think of like the flapping of butterfly wings. And the goal here is to try to get the breath all the way down to the womb, regardless of gender, regardless of if you have a uterus or not. There's an energetic creative center here at the sacral chakra and the pelvic bowl. And so letting that inhale go as deep as possible to this space. And so we'll do one last inhale together. Inhaling in through the nose all the way down. And then I want you to put your prayer, your intention right in that sacral space and that womb space. And then exhale gently out with the butterfly breath, that prayer into the space, into this portal together. If you didn't get it right this last time, we have another chance. So let's inhale, filling your intention with your breath, connecting the two at your sacral, and then exhaling gently the prayer, the intention. So mine was love and connection. Feel free to drop your prayers and your intentions into the chat. And thank you for joining me in that and for that patience. Again, that wasn't completely part of my plan to talk about the cosmology of this calendar, but here we are. I'd like to also pull a collective card to start us off with. So what do we need to be highlighted to all of us as a collective in the space? I'm getting chills already. Okay, so what came up is truth upside down. Yeah. And what I'm feeling is, what are we not being honest with ourselves about? And it's very in alignment with something I've been going through. We are in Cancer season, the season of water, and something that water has been showing me is beautiful, gentle surrender, but through challenges that usually would feel a lot more like freaky or scarier, or like I'd be freaking out. But I'm calmly working through these fears and these challenges. But I'm also leaning into the fact that something is telling me that I gotta change or I have to do things differently. And I keep trying to use my old practices to ground that energy or to bring the changes in. And something is like, no, girl, this has to kind of like the way you think things should be has to die. And so I've been in a death and rebirth cycle. And what's coming through, which is literally matching with the collective. And it's so interesting because I always say, like, people that do this work, it's like we're committing to go through these processes that bring us wisdom and enlightenment that we can share, but it doesn't feel good while it's happening. So what's coming through is that what we need to do is to find the new truth, what we thought was the truth before, or like what we thought was our solution, or what we thought was like our investment to return recipes. So like, oh, if I do this, or if I put this ritual into practice, or if I do this, then I'll get that in return because that's what's happened before. But that is no longer true in the same way. And so that's been coming through for sure. I can keep expanding on that, but I really want to open the space to start letting you all receive your one-on-one readings. So if you'd like one, go ahead and raise your hand. If anything is coming up or resonating, feel free to drop in the chat. Things tend to flow.
We got our first hand. Ia Robin would like to have a reading.
My sister, oh my God, come on in. If you'd like to come off camera or off mute, that'd be beautiful. Okay. Let's see what's going on. And so these cards are being pulled to see what do you need to know, what do you need to embody, invite more into your life. Yeah, Robin, you look gorgeous. Oh my God, you're glowing. You're on mute, but yes, that's okay. Yeah, I see you though. Oof, here it is. Ooh, so what's coming up is mystery. Yeah. So I always give the opportunity for
Kind
people
of
to
an echo
process
though.
and integrate.
You hear an echo? Is
I
that okay?
What should I do? Are we good?
Try. I'm speaking ear. Can't hear you.
Oh, you sound really low. Okay. I could just lean in.
Is that better?
Oh, that's perfect.
My kid told me how to do something called voice isolation. Now I can't see you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear.
Wonderful.
So what I could tell you so far is that it feels like you're not really like completely comfortable with allowing yourself to show up in mystery or like embody that energy, but go ahead, please.
Yeah. Pretty much everything that you said regarding your own experience is mine as well. And it is about finding the balance, but it's also some really, really uncomfortable some uncomfortable choices that I know I have to make, um, some releases that I know I have to do. I am not just grieving, I feel like Chat GPT, I'm not just, I'm grieving my mother's death, my grandfather's death, the release of my home, because I'm leaving here as well. I'm releasing my home of 28 years. And now I'm also being guided, like I'm hearing, like more than I've ever heard before. I'm knowing, I'm clear, sentient, I'm whatever all the clears are, I'm that.
Mm.
And so it is uncomfortable. I'm in a very uncomfortable space of also grieving all of those things, along with um the friendships, the sisterhoods, the, you know, the the things that were so dear to me at one time,
Mm-hmm.
the new things are being revealed, that my guys are like, no, this can't go, that person can't go, that is so uncomfortable to me. And it's all in alignment with the grieving and the release in order to receive message that I have. So I'll stop there.
Thank you so much. So I felt so much in my heart, which I'm still processing, but I will say that you already cleared so much. I don't know if you already feel the difference. So powerful. Again, like it's not just me and you here. I
Mhm.
called in so much support. But what came up is, and yeah, Robin knows me deeply, but it feels like there is something around the love of self and the acceptance of self and the worthiness, which I definitely have my own challenges with in full transparency, but it feels uh, like if you don't show up as who people know you to be or as who you've been, you may be like not valued, or it's more about how you feel about yourself versus how you, like it's like you have this thought about how people are going to perceive you, which is actually about how you feel about yourself.
Mhm.
So if you're, and I feel like that's the truth, where like it feels like there's a story of like, oh, well, me moving through this is people are going to perceive me this way, or like, how's that going to be? Or like, how's that going to look? And it's actually more about what you believe about yourself. And then like just coddling yourself through that. And like, whenever these feelings come up, just holding your heart and being like, this is like being honest, like, yes, this is uncomfortable, but I'm worthy of moving through this process. I'm worthy of what's to come, and I'm trusting in the unknown. And
Mhm.
I'm actually going to dance with the mystery of what this life is and what this next chapter is. And I'm feeling too of like, I don't know if you've used the word mystic to describe yourself, but I feel like maybe embodying that mystery, mystic, and like this new phase of how you're flowing through things.
Mhm.
And like what's coming up now is more solar and throat. So we've cleared a lot of heart. And then shoulders, burden. And as soon as we start talking, start.
Spirit, yes, I got you. Come through.
So yeah, if there's anything you want to process before, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I did a ritual yesterday too for the 7/7 portal. So um I'm not surprised of anything that you said, because all of that has come up as well. It's been coming up around my worthiness of my life, but it's just on a deeper level right now. And mystic is a way I would explain myself. I would articulate who I am, because I'm still trying to figure out myself. Like the mysteries don't make sense to me either, but I, I've been making it feel easy, um, making it bite sized, saying I'm an alchemist, and I am. And, I've been dumbing it down, but the visions that I get of, who I'm becoming, and, just also as a shaman, the past life experiences, the karmic relationships that are ending, the old ways of being. Spirit is working on you, child. I want to hear all of that. But yeah, all of those things that are coming up is starting to make sense and not make sense. And I am in judgment of what the world would make up because I'm making up within myself of what is that going to look like when I show up like this. So everything you're saying makes perfect sense. And I am embracing my worth a little bit more, but it's still a challenge. And being in the hermit mode and coming in and coming out, people talk about that all of the time. And the fact that I just said people talk about that all the time makes me go back to what you just said. So yeah, it is me jumping in and jumping out and finding my grounding in the balance and just being so I could show up completely.
Okay, and then just a few more things. I thought I was done, but the ritual that you did yesterday is opening up your ability to receive. My left arm was like totally like tingling, so that's beautiful. And then what I would suggest is taking like some type of like oil or something and start massaging yourself this way, like this. Like if you can, like at nighttime, just like to let that energy move. And then what also came up, okay. Also, this is like, so sometimes it's like channeling, sometimes it's like higher self is talking, sometimes it's like, oh, my body's talking. So what I will say from my human experience is that what I'm learning is that the alchemy is not what it used to look like. I don't know
At
what,
all.
yo, it's fucking crazy.
Oh,
Cause and
yes.
that's what the surrender is. They're like, I feel like literally it is like, whether it's yamaya or like, but it's water that's like coming like a wave crushing us, but she's not drowning us. And she's not crushing us so hard that if we are not tuning in, we will miss it. And I'm going to share the prayer yesterday that I read in the morning when I was doing my rituals. And it was like, it's about remembering that in 5 minutes, God can do for us what we can try to do for 5 years. Oof. And just like being open to like we don't need to know the how, we don't need to know the why. And then I want to lead you through exercise. Sometimes when I'm doing this, I lead people through their own individual exercise. No thing is the same. So if you don't get this extent or you get more, please no comparisons. So I'd like you to put your hand into a fist and then put it at your heart space. Close your eyes, and you're going to call yourself back. I know that you trust me, So any parts of your soul that have broken off due to trauma, due to grief, we're gonna just call them back. So you're gonna tap on that chest place and you're gonna say, Ia Robin, Humpy, 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 Humpy. And now you're gonna do it individually. Humpy, Ia Robin,
Yeah.
Ia Robin, Humpy. Keep tapping. Ia Robin, Humpy. Robin Humphrey, calling back all the parts of your soul that are ready to safely and gently return, calling them back home. Keep tapping, keep breathing. Okay. When you're ready, you can relax. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And I'll say too that the last thing that I almost forgot is that what came through is like to start paying attention to your posture. So like when you start to close, open, because I felt my shoulders get heavy. And sometimes that's us protecting ourselves, but for you, it's not protecting, it's it protection. If it feels and what came through, it felt like burden, like carrying, but what came through as I was expressing is that it's actually like the mental patterns, the thoughts that are weighing that cause you to like be weighed down more than the actual life. It's like the thoughts about it. I'm complete again. Ooh.
Ooh, ooh, y'all in for a treat, the rest of y'all. Thank you.
I love you, and I know I owe you a session. I'm doing a day of next week, God willing.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else?
Yes, we've got a few in line. Next, we have Moanja. You can come off mute if you like.
Rwanda. Okay, I'm gonna start picking that up. Oh,
Morning.
good morning. Oh, what came up for you is that you need more patience. You need more patience, and also once you start embodying more patience, you will also develop more hope. I don't know if you've not been feeling the energy of hope. Hope is different from faith. And then once you allow this, you start trusting in like your process and having more patience, your ability to discern is going to get stronger and clearer. Not looks like you've been having some challenges with that. So if you'd like to process, integrate anything that I just shared, you can. I know you had. Looked like you had some baby bears with you. So if you're unavailable, that's totally okay. But that is definitely the message. So just so I don't forget in case you're away, it is you need to pray for embrace or you're back. Yeah, hi.
Hi. Sorry, I was trying to get my daughter settled down.
No, that's okay. Did you hear it?
I did. You said to the message, I heard some of it, is to embrace being more patient.
Yeah, like
Did I hear that correctly?
yeah, patience. And then to allow that to bring in like more hope and for you to feel more hope, more hopeful, because that's gonna bring clarity towards your ability to discern. So not sure if that's been hard for you, like deciding or discerning, but it has to do with hope and patience.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I mean, yeah, that's been to sum up the past, I think the past like 8 months of my life, I've been in that place, and that resonates with me, because I needed that reminder, because I do have faith and I do believe that, uh, there's so much that is taking place in my life. Um, it's just that, like, I think I'm trying to rush through it because I know it's coming, Um, and I think I do need to sit with where I'm at right now.
So what's coming up in my body is that okay, so like it feels like your relationship to sacred reciprocity isn't really there, not because you don't believe in it, but because you don't trust that it's possible for you. And it feels like there may have been instances that happened in your life that affected you in your heart, whether that would have been like it broke your heart or it caused you resentment because you were giving more than you were receiving. There's something around reciprocity.
Okay. Okay.
So I encourage you to start using your words to bring it into your life. I I don't know what works best for you, affirmation, prayer, what hypnosis, but I truly believe in hypnosis. I got certified in transformation hypnosis years ago. I don't hypnotize people, but I let it impact my work and I believe in it wholeheartedly. I know Candace from the community does hypnosis as well, Coach Candace. Uh I mean, I still listen to some of the audios that she's made for me in the past, but what I'll say is that like you definitely need to call that into your life some way, like and really and like believe in it because it feels like that may have to do with the hope of like you feeling like maybe that's not possible for you, and that doesn't only show up in relationships with people but also in our relationships with life, uh with Pachamama, Mother Earth, or the great cosmic mother of creation, the void. And a lot of us are in the void now, and that's that darkness, but that's also where babies grow, the void before they're growing. It's like that is the creation, and it can be a very uncomfortable space. For one, I'm healing my relationship with the void because I have a lot of fear around it. But I want to acknowledge that that's what's coming through.
Yes, I received that, and I really I'm thankful for that. It is uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable, but I receive it. I receive it.
Yeah.
Um,
Smoke.
I've said
Cleanse.
it. Mm,
If you can
okay.
get your hands on some good tobacco or like a high quality incense, just like
Mhm.
surround yourself with smoke, especially your arms, your shoulders, your heart. It's interesting because
Okay.
like, yeah, Robin was arms. That tends to be a thing too. Like a lot of us are going through similar things. And the fact that both of you have arm stuff is very interesting, like heart arm. Well, it's the heart. The arms are extension of the heart and the throat, which is extremely common in so many of us.
Right, right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so
Welcome.
much.
You're so welcome.
All right. Next in line, we've got Cheryl.
Cheryl, come on down. I'm gonna look up what's coming through.
Grand Risings.
All right. Let's see. Cheryl, somebody. Oh, okay. So it's not completely blocked, but it's like, oh, it's kind of like you're in a like letting go, don't want to let go. Oh, I'm ready to like, I'm gonna let it go. And then it's like, oh, well, maybe not yet. Is there anything, but it feels like again, like the joy, like I can feel everything. So it's like I don't know if you know this, but like your spirit is actually excited to let go. I don't know if you know that, but like, because I think our human and our meat suit and our brain that wants to keep us comfortable and safe and it can feel one thing, but like when we really connect with our soul, which is why I love ceremony, which is why I love plants, because they help us to connect with our soul nature. So I just wanted to say that. So I love to help people process because I think that's a lot of where the meat and potatoes is. So go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for what's to come in the future, but just in my personal like relationships and even with work, just starting a new business, just all of those things. But it is kind of a yeah, should I go? Should I move on? Should I, it does feel like that. So I can relate to that.
So what is coming up is your back. So a lot of times, like when we cleanse or we do things, we think of, for example, the energy centers, and we often think about them through the front, and the back tends to hold a lot of emotions, and it gets rejected, like it gets neglected, and so it feels like you are actually like what's impacting your because even my head was like this, like is your emotions that you're holding on to that you don't even know that are from the past. Because sometimes we're holding on to emotions from now. Like that's why a lot of us get constipated, especially empathic people, control freaks. Anal retentive is a real thing. So it feels like for you, the emotions, the energy is from the past and it's impacting you. And I would suggest that you also massage the base of your skull. You can take salt, Epsom salt, regular salt, and mix, actually regular salt is fine. Mix it with like a body wash or soap and scrub your back with it. And just imagine like kind of like a grayish color just going down the drain, washing away all that old energy. Um, I'm trying to Oh, also, what came up and was highlighted to me is that truth card. So it feels like you may have an idea of what you need to let go of, and you're like, oh, yeah, it's exciting. But actually, there's more there, or like it's not just that. Like I think you have an idea, so I would suggest that you sit down and you write down like what am I actually needing to let go of, and before you do that you really connect with your heart. You connect, especially because your soul came through so clearly. Like sometimes people's hearts come through, sometimes the different parts come through bodies, but for you it was really your soul. So letting like writing down on paper like okay, like excuse me, before you write, I have to move very fast because there's so much information, but before you write, sitting down with your like your heart and telling your soul, like soul, heart, I'm ready for you to come forward so I could really be clear and listen to you on what we're ready to let go. Maybe light a candle, like make it a really sacred ritual where you're away from distractions and just writing out and seeing what comes to you and writing the first thing down. Because it feels like you're not fully like being honest with yourself about what needs to be let go. No
Ashe,
judgment.
Ashe, I receive it. I appreciate you.
Have a great day.
All right. Next, we have Rashida.
Okay, Rashida. Oh my God. Okay. Hi, my love. Oh
Bue-
my God. Great to see
buenos días, mi hermana.
you. Buenos días. Ooh, you got healing. Very clear, very upright, but definitely in community, loving this for you. So, is there anything, and it looks like, I don't know if it feels like finally, like you've been through it and the rays of the sun are finally shining through. So I don't know if if you've been feeling like, wait, am like kind of like, is it, can I finally enjoy this moment? Because it looks like yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes. Oh my God. It
It,
feels okay. Go ahead, please.
it make a lot of sense, and it's weird because my sister was with me over the weekend, and we was talking about you,
Oh.
and it's yes, yes, yes. It's I finally got my retreat working. I have 4 retreats here, and I'm doing a lot of work with the community. Lots of work with the community. I healing and indirectly, it's after the retreats them happen, they would call me and they would text me and say, "Oh, thank you so much. I really get some closure to what was going on in my life." So that card was for me, is for me, and is with me. Thank you so much. I got closure, and I'm saying this is what I wanted to do. I want to give back to the community. I want to give back to society. And remember, when you give back, you get back.
Mhm.
It's go both ways. And people say, "Oh, I don't want to do this because then they're going to take away my idea." And no, give it away because it don't belongs to you.
Mm.
So definitely yes, and then some. Yes, I get in my closure. Definitely.
Thank you
Thank you.
for that medicine too, because I was just on a call last night with with one of the wisdom keepers, and one of the things they mentioned is like how one of the tenets of the Andean tradition is generosity. And like
Mhm.
so and I was just like, oh yeah, because I tend to like sometimes I'm like, I'm doing too much, I'm giving too much. So thank you for that medicine. So two things for you that came up. One, the first thing was celebrating, but we're going to get into that in a second. The second is that you actually have joy in your womb that hasn't come out. So I don't know when the last time that you had a belly laugh was, but it was like if like you need to put on a comedy or something, but you got to let that out because it feels like because you've been kind of like worried or stressed or like whatever it is, you haven't really let yourself experience the full joy of life. And what I wanted to do, so what came through when I first told you about the healing is like celebrating. So I'm just gonna ring some bells for you, and I want you to just get up and say yes. And if we want to clap, everyone can come off mute if you want. We want to clap for Rashida for this phase that she's in. Move your body, really get into the energy. Woo!
Yes, yes,
Yes,
Sister
raise your arms
Rashida. Yes, yes,
up.
yes, yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Open space for you, sister.
Yes, Rashida. Yes, yes, yes
Yes,
to
yes,
your
yes.
retreat. Yes, yes.
Yes, thank you.
yes, yes, Rashida.
Something that I learned too is like when like let's say there's a contest or something and we don't win and somebody else wins, we have to cheer for that person and be happy for them because then we're closer to the frequency of not again like it's not just and that's the same message. It's not just like, hey, I'm gonna do this because I want to return on my investment. Like I'm not doing this just to get that. It's like it makes sense. And like, why wouldn't I be happy for this person? Like if I want that, why wouldn't I want to celebrate it? So it's more of like looking at it through a new lens. So yeah, thank you for
Thank you so much. Muchas gracias, mi hermana. Muchas
coming.
gracias. De corazón.
Igual. Moving next.
Next, Chrissy, I saw you had your hand up earlier, so we'll pop over to you next.
Thank you. I didn't know how it came down.
Can you say your name for me again and pronounce it?
Chrissy.
Chrissy, Chrissy, Chrissy. Oh, Chrissy. Oh. Ooh, so it looks like there's something going on with recognition. Have you been honest with yourself about how much you want to be recognized or validated or like seen?
Probably not.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it feels like the little girl in you, like you want to be kind of like rational and mature and like, I don't need that. But it's like the little girl in you does. And so whenever that feeling comes up and you try to like talk yourself out of it, just hold her and be like, hey, like, you know, we didn't get that. And even if you got it, we didn't always get it the way that we wanted. Like my dad told me that I was smart and savvy more than I was beautiful. And I feel like I carried that for so many years. And I didn't even know it. And so
Mhm.
just being honest about like what is it that is showing up as a need now that like adult you feels like what? And it's like letting that like show up and also like expressing that to who you need to express it to. Like you don't have to hold it by yourself.
Mm. I love that. I honestly feel like I've lived this secret life, and like people who have worked with me and people who are around know. But it's interesting that recognition came up because that is something that it's probably like in the back of my mind. It's not a forefront, but I hear her for sure. Like, what do you mean? We did this, we did that. We like it's kind of like this like best kept secret thing going on with. And it doesn't, I feel like my adult self, it doesn't bother me because I'm humble, but she needs it. So I appreciate it. Do you have any advice as to like how to, honor that?
Yeah, so this is I'm big on this actually, and it's having people in your life that can tell you that. Like that they can tell you like, wait, but you've been doing this and like literally what you said to yourself, that is my antidote. However, I know that everybody can't do that for me, everybody in my life. So also knowing who to reach out when that's coming up. And the thing is that that doesn't always come up that obvious. It's not like you said, like it's not like the little girl's gonna be like, hey, I need somebody to tell me. It's gonna show up as like sometimes like we feel shitty or sometimes we're making choices that don't align with our values or desires. And so like when we're feeling kind of like fucked or confused, who are the people that you can call that you know truly see you? So like the people that I know do that for me are not my best friends. They're like my spiritual sisters, but there's specific ones that I know I can call and I'm like, listen, I'm feeling like this and like I'm going through this. And then they're like, oh, but hold up. Like you also have done this and this and this. And that was like, okay. Because in my head, I don't see it. Something else that I like to do is I like to go through pictures, which is why like people know if you come to my events, I'm like, take pictures even if you don't post them. Because if sometimes if we don't take pictures, we don't know what the fuck we did. And
Mm-hmm.
so, like every year, I'm like, okay, I'm like, damn, I should have done this. I had all these goals, and then I look at my pictures, and I'm like, but I did this and I did that. But wait, I did this. And so, like, even if you're not in the picture, like taking pictures of what you're doing, so that we can see, like, oh my God, like I'm living a life. Like I exist. Like like I matter. That's one thing. Two, what was the other thing? What the hell? Oh, also what came up is that when you do allow that space for recognition to come up, you're going to feel so much more like sexy and sensual and bold, and you're going to be in that confident energy, and more recognition is going to come, but it's going to look differently. It's going to be just people like kind of like, oh, like noticing you, and it's going to be like, oh, so it feels like it's going to unlock even something more different.
I think I feel it, which is why I'm afraid. Because I've been getting the message to do content. Because I used to do content. I actually run a marketing agency, and I
Oh,
used to do a lot of content. And now I do no content. And so I've been getting that to do more content, probably for that recognition. And then the sexy, sensual bow, I just want to give that to you too. So I've been working on my sacral chakra, and I think that's like really in alignment with what you said too. So appreciate you.
same, and I get it. Like, trust me, I feel like ever since my brand is like, or like I have to post events, it's like not as enjoyable because I put all this pressure on myself. And
Mhm.
so something that again, I'm gonna talk about Tony Robbins because I know he's like, what is it, controversial, but I love his work. And he says like a lot of times what we do is we think about the strategy first, and the strategy is actually like the last thing. Like we get stuck in the strategy of like, how am I gonna do this? Instead of like, yo, just do it and then build momentum and then let us like allow a space to get stronger.
It's two things on that. So, I'm actually a strategist and I get stuck in strategy apparently. So thank you for that. And I'll be mindful of that. And then I also been contemplating on doing or getting one of his coaches. So it's interesting you bring him up.
Wow, there
I
it
think he's
is.
controversial too, but I've actually been contemplating just because I trust his work. Let's say that.
I mean, I've done like the immersions. I've paid for like not even in person, like virtual, and when I do it, like legitimately, things change. It's because he has us use our bodies. He has us
Mhm.
use energy in a different way. And I've been studying energy for 15 years. And I started doing his work when I was in my early 20s and I saw it. And then I was like, oh, everything else is great too. Which is fine. Like we go through cycles, we're humans. But I feel like whenever I'm like, I want things to change, I like follow his the thing is you have to like be committed and a coach is like I've never even had a personal coach. I've tried it. It's like I'm like this is not my budget right now, not yet. But I feel like when we're really committed to it, to the formula, it fucking works.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck. Good
Yeah.
luck. You got this.
Thank you so much.
All right. Next up, we've got Queen A.
Queen A. Wow. I love that name. Okay. Oh, I'm getting hot. My air conditioner is not okay.
Oh, I hope that's a good thing. So I'm just playing.
Okay, so I'm gonna need you to re-energize. What's going on over there?
I don't know. Now that I don't know because I have energy, so I don't know.
So is it that you need to re-energize your passions, your goals? Like, how are you feeling about what you want in life? Like, do you feel like it's kind of like landing flat or things that you're aiming for? Because yeah.
Well, with that, I would say I feel good about the way my life is going. I'm energized about that. If anything, I don't have energy about it would be, I would say maybe a relationship, but far as like my person, like my business and all that, I'm excited about that. Every day I get up, I'm excited. So I don't know about that, but maybe relationship wise, I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of. Cause
Something needs to be re-energized, but let's see. I'm feeling into my body too.
yeah, thank you. Cause I want to know what it is.
What came up, interestingly enough, is another card for discernment. Um, hold on. Are you visualizing?
As we speak,
No.
yes.
But,
Oh,
but that too,
oh,
but it feels like around the way that you're approaching things, what if you feel like you want to re-energize the relationship, what's coming through is like visualizing, like using your mind for it, but not the mind the way you would traditionally would. It's like visualizing. Yeah, because this area is coming up. Hold on. Yeah, I'm also like again, I'm getting hot. I still am like working
I'm
through
getting
this.
hot now, so I wanted to get something.
Yeah, the spleen too. What's coming up too is the area like right below the left breast. So that area tends to hold worry. So not sure if you have like worry from the past. I don't know. There's a lot of energy, but see anything else.
The only thing but then I gotta be. Only thing I've really been worried about is a relationship. If I could say anything, like really, I mean, I'm trying to think.
I mean, also sometimes it don't hit us right away. Like we'll have what we hear, and then something will happen, and then something. It's like, oh, everything comes in alignment. But again, like, yeah, it could be
Or
it could.
I wonder if it's. I know I've been thinking about doing fun stuff. I know I was talking to my daughter the other day about. I was like, I'm starting back doing my fun videos or something like that. So I don't really. I mean, that and I don't know. Relationship keep coming back for me because
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, then that's it. Just the thing is, re-energize is so like wide that it's like, okay, what do we do with that? So it feels like, okay, so now let's land this energy again because it's very hot. It's very so it feels like what is connecting here. And again, I feel like it might keep flowing for you, but there may be things that have happened to you in relationships that have the worry is kind of weighing on how you imagine and visualize a relationship. So how can you re-energize? How can you renew? How can you refresh your perspective on relationships?
Okay.
Now, what that looks like, that can be reading a book on relationships. Like one of the ones that helped me was what was it? How to be an adult in relationships. It's like embarrassing, but yeah. I mean,
That's
it's
okay.
like
That's okay.
so it's like things like that. Learning about codependency really helped me a few years ago. I started going to Codependent Anonymous. It wasn't super right for me, but like going to some of those meetings really helped me. Also, it's like it would take me a long time to realize that like somebody was using abusive tactics, like for example, like I did something they didn't like and they wouldn't speak to me for hours. I thought it was like, oh, they're just like that. And it was like, oh, actually they were like stonewalling me, ignoring me. Like that's not okay. So like things like that have made me kind of like cautious about getting into relationships that I thought were part of like, oh, what could happen in partnership is like, whoa, actually, no, you have this fear, but that's actually not a healthy pattern. And you can do things to reframe that or to prevent attracting a partner like that or to stop nip it in the bud and not internalize it. So maybe it's like looking and like looking at what relationships mean to you, maybe healing some things from the past or letting it go or bringing clarity into it. Yeah. Because it feels like worry, like there's been worry, or like maybe about worrying about how a person is going to show up or what they might do or what they've done to you, how that can show up again. And it being like, hey, maybe we can let go of these stories or shift out of that frequency.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, that makes sense. That makes sense now, especially when I tie it all to what I was thinking about and everything you said. That makes perfect sense.
I'm a lot cooler now. And it feels like it feels like here too, like upper throat, jaw area. So like also trusting in your voice, like to know when to speak in a relationship. Like that, like not sure if you spoken in a way that you weren't proud of or like things like yeah, it feels like my jaw got really heavy.
Okay. So maybe like speaking up more in a relationship or
It
um,
feels like trusting your expression versus like for example, I know I was ratchet and toxic and like when I was younger, and so like I would be afraid that my words would be poisonous. Like I was so afraid to say something really hurtful to like an ex-partner that I wouldn't even speak. And then I was like, wait a minute, like I can fuck up and I'm worthy of forgiveness. And so like I used to hold so much in, or a different partner that like if I express my needs, it would be turned on me like, oh, why do you need validation? Or like, why do you need that? And I'll be like, oh, damn, maybe I'm a weak ass bitch. And it's like, no, actually, I have needs. And so like I would hold things in my jaw, and it feels like you trust, like you building relationship with like your expression. Don't know exactly what that is, but it's like you trusting in how you communicate things and your ability to communicate it and your worthiness to communicate. That's what it feels like.
now that I love the ending because that came up because it's a whole lot of things from my past and throughout the years that I've been holding on to, so I don't express certain things in a certain way because of that. So when you the end like really tied all of it together because for me that got to be what it is. Like it's like stop holding on to everything in the past and just let it out. You know what I mean? And just know I'm worthy of everything. You know, it don't matter what happened to me in the past or what I've been through. Just know that I'm worthy and just get to it and get it done. And that just, I love hearing you say that because it's so crazy. I just got cool. I don't understand it, but I just
I
got
mean, I have mad chills in my arms. And
cool.
also, I'm so proud of you to say that out loud because today is the day of the breath, of the sacred word, of the wind. Like, you killed it.
Yeah, so I appreciate that because first I was like, I don't know, but I kept going to like now, like the business. But then when you was, it's more the more you talking, and I'm sitting here listening, and I'm like, okay. Now I start thinking about, okay, that makes perfect sense because it is a lot that I don't say or I don't do things a certain way because of relationships in the past or things I've been through in the past. So I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you.
And it bees like that. I do know that it is almost it's 8 o'clock, and I believe some people have to go to work. I believe we're gonna drop some of my deets, like my Instagram, maybe to follow me, follow up. Oh, I forgot to send my link. There's also a link with my upcoming events and my to subscribe to my newsletter so you can stay updated. I'm going to send that now, and then we'll continue readings. So I do want to wish whoever needs to go a fabulous, magical day. And again, I'm going to drop that link or in a like 1 minute. So just give me patience. Oh, oh Lordy. I am not the best at doing 1,000 things at once. Okay. Thank you for those of you that have stayed this long. Again, a lot of stuff comes through. It can sometimes take us a little bit to get there, but we get there. Okay, I can take the next person.
All right. Next up, we've got Theodora. You can come off mute. Theodora, are you still with us? No. All right, we can. I know Jackie also had her hand up if we want to come back to Theodora.
We'll work with Jackie and then we'll go back to Theodore.
Yes. Jackie,
And
do you still want?
Hi, good morning. Sure, I'm on the train, Metro North, but
is this Jackie?
Yes, that was
yeah,
Jackie.
Jackie.
Okay. All right, got it. Jackie, let's see what's coming up for Jackie. And then admin, if we could just drop that link I put in the chat. Jackie. Oh, oh man. So what was already coming up was your shoulder blades, but your card is contentment. So it feels like hold on. Contentment and then also dreaming. This dreaming doesn't feel like the obvious dreaming. So I'm gonna let you speak a little bit. Tell me what's coming up for you, and then I'll keep going if you like.
Uh, yeah. Well, okay. So you said contentment and dreaming.
Yeah, you can start with contentment. I feel like
Wow.
yeah, go ahead.
Well, I think I've been embracing a lot of like peace and simplicity lately, but there's a lot of chaos around.
Mm.
So I don't know.
So how has your have okay. What is your relationship to your dreams? Do you have like a dream journal or do you process your dreams? Do you trust your like do you connect with your dreams?
There's a disconnect for sure.
Okay. So what's coming up is that there needs to be a connection. But again, it's not just the obvious dreaming. So for you, there's something really powerful when I mean, for everyone, to be honest, when we lean into dream work, that's a whole nother, that could be a whole session. But for you, so sometimes, like in our dreams, we can process our day, like our stresses. Sometimes we can heal things, and then sometimes we can receive downloads and also connect. We can also get warnings. So it feels like there's something waiting for you in the dream world, and I'm gonna need you to connect. So you can do this by having like a nighttime ritual, which can look anything like burning an incense, clearing your windows of the energy that has been there. You can put smoke into the mirrors in your room. If you personally have a TV facing you or a mirror, okay, great. But so do the smoke and then you can clear yourself from the day and then you can set an intention for your sleep. So you can say, like, for example, higher self, subconscious. I'm ready to connect. I'm ready to receive. I'm here to answer the call. I know that I'm being guided to connect with my dreams more, and I'm here. I'm open. And just trusting in that process because it does take time. The most important thing is that one, you're showing your commitment to connect. And then two, when you wake up, when you do have a dream, you have to like write it down or record it on your phone because within the first 5 minutes of a dream, 3 to 5 minutes, we lose, I believe it's about 40% of the dream. And by the 7th to 8th minute, we lose about close to 90% of the dream. And so when we show that we are ready to receive, then what needs to come through during the dream world will come up. And I mean, I've studied with traditions and tribes that like they know when natural disasters are coming, when people are visiting, they know what we look like. They know things about us just through our dreams. And I mean, yeah, I've done multiple courses on dreams. It's incredible. Yeah, like I've had to throw up from like a spiritual attack of like from a dream. Like it's so powerful. And then it came, it like showed up to me in real life. So the fact that that came up for you, please. Yeah, and then my suggestion too is to shower, like wash the day away before bed as well. If you have an essential oil that you want to put on, go ahead. But yeah, that's definitely what's coming up for you.
And then contentment.
Yeah, so contentment, I think you'll be able to connect more with being content once you understand why things are unfolding the way they are through your dreams. Welcome.
All right, Theodora, are you with us yet? If you're able, you can come off mute.
Yes, I can.
Oh, perfect.
Oh,
Thank
hi.
you.
Good morning.
Morning. So, first of all, hi, I recognize you. So, first of all, what keeps coming up and I keep like my attention keeps going there is this crystal, which is has the flower of life pattern. So, not sure if you know about it or connect with it,
No.
but yeah, so it's calling you, really beautiful. So, you can work with the flower of life. I would suggest to look it up on Google. But if you can get, for example, like even like a little scarf or a little textile, you can put this flower of life on your body and call in this sacred geometry, which is like the energy of creation, of feminine energy. There's so much here. Again, flower of life, and help it to let call it in to help you heal. And if you can get a crystal with the pattern, even better. It's not necessary. This is selenite. Selenite is pretty inexpensive. However, selenite with a grid on it might be a little bit more pricey. However, again, if you want to put this on certain parts of your body, do a prayer, you can also program your crystal. Say like, "Hi, my name is Theodora. I would like to program you to support me in etc., etc." But definitely the flower of life is really powerful and it is calling you in and to help you with your healing. Is there anything that you would like to process, share?
Nope. I just reached the 8th decade of my life last month.
Wow, congratulations.
So I am just blessed and happy to still be on this earth.
I'm happy too. Yes, and also it's interesting too because the flower of life works with time and space, and the fact that you have been here for this amount of time. You can also ask it to help you heal if you have any like fears or concerns about that. Help it, and also this weekend is a new moon in Capricorn, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is like father time. So you can also work with that. If you work with goddesses, again, flower of life is very feminine. It is connected to the goddess as well. And Isis is, in my opinion, like the goddess of time. Like that's not the only thing she is. She's also known as like the goddess of goddesses. But when I am in a time pickle, I call in goddess Isis and I ask her to help me to expand time, to really work with the time. And every time she works, I would just suggest that, when we invoke, when we call in for support, we always thank. It's even better if we give an offering. That can be a song, that can be a flower, that can be an herb, that can be like even a star of anise, something simple that we can offer.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Thank you so much. God bless.
Same. Thank you. Amen.
No.
Okay.
Right. See, we got another hand up. We got Sister Z.
Sweet.
Hand.
Z. See what's coming up for Z. Mm. See what else. See. Mm. So what's coming up for you, and it's bringing me back to the prayer of what God can do for us in 5 minutes. Wait, God can do for us more. God can do more for us in 5 minutes than we can do in 5 years. And your card was miracles, and it came straight up. So, I want to also honor and call in A Course in Miracles because I love that. It changed my life in my 20s. That a miracle is a shift in perspective or perception. I should know that quote by now, but it's one of those. And so not sure if if you've heard that or if you know that to be true or if you're embodying that, but it feels like definitely like giving up the concept of like knowing how, why, and trusting in miracles. Is there anything that you want to process, share, integrate, Sister Z?
Hmm. Uh, so this has been an interesting year for me. Um, I I reached my 65th year on Juneteenth,
Happy birthday.
and a project that was all about miracles that I experienced at the end of the millennium, 1999 to be exact, has been calling to me to reawaken it. And so I did a session last week about it and reconnected with some of the other people who were involved in the project. And a lot of things are coming up around it now that are miraculous in their essence. So and just the knowledge that I am, all life is miracle, but my birth was a pure miracle. I was born late and only weighed 3 pounds, 10.5 ounces. I was 9 days late and weighed 3 pounds, not like preemie size. And the doctor told my mom that I should have been stillborn. And my mom said, I don't think so. If she should have been stillborn, she would have been. I believe she is supposed to be the miracle that she is, and that's how she referred to me and my grandmother as well. So yeah, miracles resonate with me.
Beautiful. So what's coming up is to make sure that as this is showing up for you, sometimes, and I know this very well personally, sometimes like when what we wanted or what we've kind of called in finally shows up, even though it's good, because it's a unfamiliar feeling, it can almost feel uncomfortable, but it's not so conscious, and we can do things in our life to recreate the circumstances of what we're used to feeling. And so being very like not hyper vigilant, but like one of my teachers, Nana Irma, she says like what does she say? She says, we have to stalk ourselves. So she's like, pay attention to like, okay, I'm doing this. What am I doing? How am I showing up? What am I feeling? And like stalking it, like, what is this? Like, why? Like, without overthinking it, like being curious about ourselves. And so it feels like making sure that you keep an eye on how you may find ways to create the same conditions in your life that you have also wanted to move beyond. So, for example, that can look for me like, oh, I just accomplished this thing I've been wanting to accomplish for a long time. But all of a sudden, like now my space is getting messy and disorganized, or I'm now running late to like send an invoice for something that I know I need to get paid for. So it's like, oh, this is going well, but then I'm doing that in that way because I grew up kind of like on edge, even though I had a great home, it was like, so like just being very aware of like, okay, yes, the miracles are here, but how can I hold this frequency and allow myself to expand? Because really it's the fact that like for a lot of us, expansion is uncomfortable. Mostly. As much as we may want it, it can be uncomfortable. And so just being aware of that.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Anyone else?
I think Z was the last hand.
Oh, fabulous.
I just want to say you did 9 readings in less than an hour and a half. That I'm not very familiar with this work, but I can assume that that took a lot of energy to receive and give out. So I just wanted to call attention to that and say thank you.
Oh, thank you for giving me recognition because my little girl, absolutely, my grown up needs it, and so does my little girl, and my teenager and my 20-year-old, all of us. So
Yes.
thank you. I appreciate that. Um, okay, and just checking in if there's anyone from Facebook. I don't want to leave anyone out. Okay.
Michelle Anderson said good morning and that a miracle is a shift in perspective resonates with her. So thank you.
Beautiful. Okay, and I think we just got one more. Is that right?
Yes. Zwati just raised their hand.
So maybe we can do this one and close
All
out.
right.
Maybe we could do another grounding, breathing exercise or something, or visualization. Okay, so let's see.
Right. Zwati, are you able to come off mute?
I am. Good morning. And thank you. And I'm so glad to hear you reference the Course in Miracles.
I'm glad too. So what I haven't even looked at your card, but what's coming up already is your stomach, but we'll see.
It was that that got me. I heard that.
So, okay. So you got 2 cards, and the gong is ringing. So like sometimes I say things and the gong will like reverberate the sound. So the first card is patience, but what stood out to me most is the moving forward card. And the moving forward, they both came up upside down. So it's like it's not the path to these is not super clear. And that's okay, right? Like that's what we're here for. That's what energy work is for. That's what readings are for. But your ability to put one foot in front of the other, uh, mm, and it feels like it's connected to indecision, and that may be connected to impatience. Can you talk to me?
Yeah, but I have been noticing there are places where I am indecisive. And so it has taken me some time to make decisions about things. And so, yeah, I'll just say that. Yeah.
How are your knees?
My knees, I do have pain in my knees. I had an accident.
Is it
And
your
so
right knee?
it's my left knee. Although the right knee has shown signs of pain from time to time.
When was okay? Okay, is the place where you had the accident close by to you? Like,
No.
no. Because what happens sometimes is that when we have an accident or a trauma, like our soul, again, like I mentioned with Robin, like a piece of our soul can be fragmented, and sometimes they can actually stay in the spot of where the accident happened. So sometimes like we can go and connect with the space, call our spirit back, call our soul back, give an offering to the earth, because sometimes like the earth is holding things for us and just waiting for us to call it back. I don't do soul retrieval personally. I do aura retrieval. But again, I don't do soul retrieval. But like soul retrieval could be helpful for that. Also with your knees, what you can look into is maybe using castor oil with frankincense and rubbing that oil into your knees every night and talking to them. because the knees hold the energy of moving forward. I mean, each knee is different. It's like, do I stay? Do I go? Do I leave this relationship? Do I go? Do I stay in this job? Should I leave? And also, not only external obstacles like the ones I just mentioned, but internal obstacles that we have. And that when that energy is not forward moving, which is what's showing up for you, it can get stuck. And sometimes uh, it's like a like kind of like a hamster wheel. Like, okay, I don't like the energy is stuck because I don't move forward, and then it's like, oh, and I can't move forward because there's stuck energy. Um, okay. And then I'm not sure how the patience connects to this. I kind of connected it a little bit, but is there anything else that you want to process or share around the processing of the excuse me, around the patience?
Um, I want to say no. I think it's about thinking about it a little more. But what I'm learning, no, let me let you speak.
No, because what I was gonna say, it doesn't feel like you need to think about it. It feels like you need to feel.
Okay.
Not that
I
you have
have
to now, but
I have been taking the time to breathe more, to just be clear about just being still and breathing.
so my ears are like showing up. Are you like listening? Have you been listening? It feels like you need to listen.
I do need to listen more.
Yeah.
I'm better at it. I'm better at not moving so fast that when the messages come through, I can hear them.
Hmm. It feels like you need to, like when you go to meditate and breathe, like start rubbing your ears, pressing your ears, then rub your forehead. It feels like for you, it's not even just the third eye, it's like right here. Like just massaging that area. That's what's coming up. Massaging the ears. And then like, yeah, so that makes sense about the patience card now. So it's like you kind of waiting longer to do the thing. Sorry, it's just a lot of feeling, so it makes it hard for me to speak in like in English. Um, there's more feelings. There's also so a lot of people's heart came up today, almost everybody. But for you, it's coming up in a specific area. So yes, the themes of the heart, like heartbreak, maybe uh sadness, but what's coming up is like there is a hunger for intimacy, and that intimacy might be with yourself. Not sure about how your relationship is to food. I've talked about this a lot here, but looking like maybe the way that you nourish yourself is actually you, or like the way that you feed yourself is actually sometimes that you're craving intimacy versus that you're actually hungry.
Okay.
Because that happens to me. That's why I'm saying it.
No, yeah, I absolutely get that. And in my journaling this morning, it was about how I'm treating and taking care of myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's always right there. And then I feel like a lot of times these things are like validating us and also like showing us like we're doing the right thing and also supporting us. And like, it's like a cheerleader, like, yeah, do it, go deeper. Like, yes, you're doing a good job. Because a lot of us, I think, especially people like us in these spaces, there's so many things that we can do that sometimes we get stuck. And we're like, okay, I can do this, I can do that. What do I do? What is the best thing for me right now? And so I feel like this is was like almost like a yes, you're doing it. Let's do more. Let's kind of like not do more, but like let's keep going. Let's go deeper. Like let's trust ourselves more. Let's listen more. Like I love it. I love this for you.
Thank you. I love it for me too.
Fantastic. Okay.
And Marina,
Gracias.
Yes.
can you explain the burping for people who might not know why you're just randomly burping on the line?
Oh yeah. So there's different ways of people moving energy. Sometimes it could be tears, it could be burping, It could be, a lot of people call it like shamanic burping. Sometimes for those of you that have like purged before, like for example, in plant medicine and psychedelic ceremonies, there can be purging. I facilitate psychedelic work, but in only mushrooms. There's not that much purging in those instances, but there definitely can be. But that is my way of connecting to people's energy and releasing for them as I'm sensing it in my body and it's working through me in order for me to give you information about yourself. And so when it's inside of me, I burp it out. Sometimes I don't burp it. Sometimes, like as you some of you saw, I like blew it out. Sometimes it shows up as pain, and I just have to move the energy, and the burping helps. So usually, like as I burp, you will all feel lighter. So it's very interesting. Thank you, Chantel, for that prompt.
You're welcome. Yes, you listening, Tracy?
Yeah, so we have two. Yeah, so those will be the last two because we're coming up to our closing time. So okay, sweetness. Oh,
Dear sweetness.
oh wow. Hey, sweetness. Hey. It's crazy because your name. So interesting. You got a lot of, you have one card, but you have a lot of supporting cards, which already came up, and this deck has like 50 something cards. So the card that you got, I know your name is K Sweetness, but it's gentleness. So how, not sure how gentle you have been towards yourself, or if you need to ask people, and yeah, it feels like that actually. It feels like you might have to ask people for like people around you, like, hey, I'm in a space where I'm gonna need you to be a little bit more gentle with me. So what also came up with some of the cards, and again, they weren't even together. So it was like what came up so far is like recognition for you, re-energizing, and moving forward. Like literally, again, we're all in this container together. So a lot of the energies that are supporting one person are also going to be supporting other people. But it feels like you receiving this gentleness from yourself and your community will help you to recognize actually that your voice and your needs are valid and they're welcomed. And this will help like bring this new fresh energy into the cycle of your life that's going to help you move forward into the next cycle of your life. Is there anything you want to process, integrate?
Yeah, yesterday I made a little short video. Someone took time out of their life to share with me their perception of me, their observation of me. And I responded with stillness mostly, but I took a look at that. So, and I'm moving toward doing things, saying things, being what serves me. So I suggested to them because it was a pointing out, right? Some people come by to point out things that they observe of you. And I said, if it serves you to do that, then I guess that's what you're doing. However, I didn't find it to be serving for me. So yeah, I'm feeling what you're saying. I'm feeling the cards, and I have been gentle with myself. Yeah, I have been. I woke up with Michael Beckworth this morning. Yeah, yeah, we did some moments of prayer and asking, asking for what it is that um I need, and then recognizing that there might be something that I have to surrender that's no longer serving me for me to move in the space of the divinity and elevation that God has for me. So yeah, yep. It's quite intense, actually.
So
It's quite intense.
what's coming up, and I don't know if you're feeling this or you're acknowledging it or you're ready to, but it feels like what was shared with you activated a tenderness. Like, yeah, so it's like it being like, oh, like even if you have you're clear, like your adult is clear, right? Or like, but like being like, oh, a tenderness. And so that is why you might need the other people around you to be more gentle because you're not in your regular state. Because whatever
That's what I
happened
said.
yesterday,
That's what I told her. I did.
perfect.
I said, be careful with your words. I said, be careful. I said, yeah, it's a short video and I could yeah, I said be careful because I'm in a space. Yeah, 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 yeah. So the stalking that you talked about is where I am right now. It's like it's me and me. It is me and me and the conversations are necessary. Yeah. Yeah, I sure did. I told her be careful with your words because I know her to mean good. However, there's a time when we can be more wise and be more gentle with some people if we give it enough space. And my life is such that I'm not hustling, bustling, that I'm so fast that I don't see that. So and she is the opposite. So yeah.
Beautiful. And then remember too, the card is saying, I feel it's not just that one person that needs to be gentle. It feels like maybe other people need to be gentle too because of what happened to you yesterday, just for a little while. But you could sit with that.
Yeah, no, no, no. That's so what I do, beloved, is I put the ownership on me because I believe that mm, I will teach people how to be with me, and so I have to be gentle with me. I'm in a place right now where I must forgive myself for some things, and and so the stalking is working because okay, why are you thinking that? Why are you doing that? What's happening here for real? So yeah, yeah. So it's for me, the more gentle I am with sweetness. And let me say this before I stop talking, is that the clouds for some reason have come to minister to me. It's like when I go outside, they speak to me and they're there for me. And when I'm feeling alone, they are assuring me that I am not.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe it fully. The rain and the wind are always speaking too. So I love that. And they're so connected with clouds. Love.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful. Yeah, because the wind helps to move the clouds. The rain comes from the clouds. The rain is cleansing and they all speak to us. The rain holds the energy of our ancestors. They experience the same rain, the same water. They're water, we're water. Water is ancient. I mean, I could go on and on. Thank you for dropping that into the space. Okay, and then we'll complete with Tracy. Go ahead and Tracy. Oh my God, again. Lordy. Hi. Hi. Oh, hi, Tracy. Oh my God. Hey, Tracy. Girl, you got recognition also upside down. You're not like there's something missing there where it's like you're not getting the recognition. I don't know if you know that you need it, but yeah, something is showing up here. But also, this is what's coming through for you. This is also about something you need to recognize.
Mm.
Yeah, it just came through. It's like, oh, wait, not so close. So, is there anything that you want to share? It feels like this is what's coming up, the snake. So oh, I'm remembering I saw a snake in Central Park that same day that we had the ceremony. So what came through is, what do you need to recognize that you need to shed? That's because the snake was showing up. So it's like there's something that you need to shed.
Uh, well, I do know there are things that I need to shed, particularly even with work. I've been mowing it around in my brain, just trying to figure out how I could make things happen. And I always have to line things up a certain way. I'm not one to just step off, even though a lot of people think I'm an Aries, like go right for it, just go head on. But I like to sit back and figure out the best way to do things. So yes, there are things I need to shed, and I agree with that. And as far as me recognizing some things, I just need to be confident in my abilities on what I can do too.
Definitely. And when you were talking about like thinking things through, remember what we said about the strategy too. So like letting us not get too heady in the strategy, and also I want to ground in again, like energizing our ideas and our like moving our body when we're planning, and like when you're thinking, like getting into a high frequency, whether that be music and dancing, and then visualizing, like once you're in a high vibration, or you're grateful for what you already have visualizing what it is that you want to see manifest in your life, how you want things to turn out. How will it feel if you accomplish that? And like using our voice, using our feet, our hands, like walking around, moving. You have, like, I know you got it, you could see. So using that vision to visualize what you want, but it's not just visualizing, it's also feeling. It's
Mm.
using this body that we have. And trust me, even me, like there are days that I'm home and I spent like 4 days and I don't dance. So I've been playing Cowboy Carter like every day, because that album gets me moving. And it's like I play it every day and I'm moving my body. And I'll tell you now, like, I pray too, like as death was coming up, and I had a beautiful cry on Sunday. I didn't even know why. And like, things are moving, and I'm listening, and water is talking to me. And so just listening to, like, okay, as you recognize the shedding, and like even like putting a song that you like on, and just imagining like I'm shedding this and I'm shedding
Mhm.
that, and like making it fun. And then once you've shed, like visualizing and calling in what it is that you want to see happen in your work.
Okay. Yes, that definitely resonates with me. That, yeah, yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. We are complete with readings. So what we'll do now is that we will take a deep breath together. You can close your eyes. I'm going to thank all the spiritual support that I called in, at least some of the invocations. So you're welcome to hear that. Thank you, Sacred Apus. Thank you, Sirius. Thank you, Cascadas, Waterfalls. Thank you, Pleiades. Thank you, Cosmic Mother. Thank you to our cosmic lineage, our blood lineage. Thank you for this woo community. Thank you to the Condor, the Kuntur, Siwakente, Amaro, Puma. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Though, thank you to our helping compassionate ancestral spirits, the helping compassionate spirits of this land and the land that you are all on. Thank you for the permission of having this sacred, beautiful, virtual portal together. Thank you so much, Abuelo Ik. Thank you to the energy, the Nawal of the wind. Thank you to the Choki calendar, the mind wisdom. Thank you to the teachers mentioned. Thank you to Nana Marina Cruz and her late father, Tata Pedro Cruz. Thank you to A Course in Miracles. Thank you to Tony Robbins. Thank you for all of our teachers, whether that be children, godchildren, parents, partners, ex-partners, pets. Thank you for all our communities that have helped to create the versions of us that stand here today. Let's take a deep inhale, exhale, deep inhale, big exhale. And remembering that prayer that we dropped, that intention, and giving thanks for the continued breath, the continued clarity, the medicine. Thank you all for being here, for sharing, for dropping in your own medicine, for allowing these powerful transmissions to be channeled. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for helping me start my day this way. I did not get a lot of sleep, and this was so worth it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When you're ready, you can give yourself a hug. You can rub your hands together, squeeze yourself if you like, and then we can come back to open eyes if that's available to you. And we are complete. Thank you so much. We're going to go through the closing of our.
Right. And do you have a special offer for folks, for those that stuck around or watching the recording? Do you want to walk them through it?
Perfect. Yeah. So you get 10% off of my virtual and in-person services for the following 2 weeks. It's open to everyone, and this is the number that you would text or call, 347-292-1304. That is my work number. So again, you can book it within the next week. It doesn't mean that you have to come within the next week, but the 10% off is for the next 2 weeks. For those of you that have worked with me before, I just got back a couple weeks ago from another round of training in Guatemala with the Maya Sutuhi tribe. So I've added womb, body, belly massage. So you can add that on to the sound bath, Reiki, and energy healing that I already do. That's an add-on, that's an option now. Many of you know I also serve cacao, so you can do a one-on-one cacao. I also have a cacao circle coming up next week. I have a beautiful retreat happening this Saturday with a sister. It's a day retreat. We're going to have so many beautiful exercises, a candle ritual for ancestors that I'm leading. I'm doing a sound bath. She's leading a somatic exercise. There's payment plans. That's all in the link that we dropped. And we can go to the next slide. Oh yeah, and go ahead and follow me on Instagram. If there's anything you want to share, or yeah, you can DM me on Instagram. I just ask that you please don't send voice notes. As you can tell, I can feel a lot when I listen to people's voices. So it can be a lot for me, but feel free to text me, let me know how you're doing. And also, this is my email if you want to reach out that way or you want to follow up to get my full menu. I send it via email. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Again, my name is Marinés.
Thank you. I can take over here, Marinés. Thank you. All right. So today we've got the option for the Zeller Cash App Love Offering. As I always mention, this community is run by volunteers, both the facilitators and the admin, the people that put the slides together. So with love offerings and donations, these go towards keeping the Zoom space open, keeping the text platforms running. So if you're able, if you want to donate for today's session specifically, we have the Zelle and the Cash App. For Zelle, it's SOW Leadership Development at gmail.com. And then for Cash App, we've got Spirit of a Woman or $ Spirit of a Woman. Chantel dropped the links in the chat, so you can click on those and it'll bring it straight to the page. And if you are coming from this session, we want to know, so you can put as the code #1408MR, just so that way we know that you were moved from this session and that's why you're donating. If you want to give on a more frequent basis, we also have the monthly automated love offerings. So you can click these links and it'll help you set up a donation that every month you'd give it and you don't really have to think about doing it. It's just automatically taken out each month. So you can set it up for $25 a month, $50 a month, $75 a month, or $100 a month. Again, if you are in the space where you are able, we would appreciate it. It just, again, powers the tech that likes to tech during these sessions. So we appreciate if you're able to. Coming up next, tomorrow, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that because I will fail. But it's a movement-based self-care and a self-healing method by Baba Afam. And then on Thursday, we have the 7 Freedoms, the 7 Healing Villages by Babaji Dr. Anaje Muidi. I also probably butchered that. Apologies to him. I think there's multiple facilitators that day. So if you're able, please join. They sound like they're going to be both very different sessions, but based in healing, which I think is great to follow today's session. This whole week is all just healing and really focusing on that physical and mental care. So if you're able to join, please do. We want to thank any new members that were able to join us today or watch us on Facebook or on YouTube. Thank you so much for giving us your time. And I think today would have been a great session for any new people, especially if they were able to get a reading. So invite friends, family, anyone that you think could benefit from being in this space. And here's our schedule. We are live on Zoom on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday for our shorter sessions. These are not our shorter ones, our longer sessions, apologies. These ones are our 90-minute sessions from 7 to 8:30. This is Eastern time. Sometimes, we have a good time in here, so they go a little late, and that's all right. And then our Monday and Wednesday sessions, those are supposed to be the shorter 30-minute. And again, this is in Eastern Standard Time. And sometimes those go over as well, but we're just busy having a good time. Again, we go live on Zoom. We also stream live to our Facebook. So if you're on the move and just kind of want it playing in the background, you can always join us on there. Sometimes we got people on Facebook that they want to chat, so they join the Zoom space. So whichever you prefer, as long as you're able to hear what's going on. And then if you want to be notified when we go live, you can text Wound Nation to 74121. So that way you know what's going on. All right, if you want to stay in touch, again, Chantel dropped the links for all of these. You can register at the bit.ly/wake up movement. This is to receive those emails, letting you know who's coming up through the week, and kind of what the session topics are about when we have those. We also have the 2 Facebook groups. We've got the public and the private one. We stream to both of those. So if you're able to join them, please do. I think the private one is where the little snippets sometimes from our facilitators get posted. So if you're able to join, I highly recommend it. We've also got the Instagram. So while you're following Marinés on Instagram, you can follow us too at Wake Up Everybody Virtual. We also have the YouTube, which I am slowly but surely populating. Today's session will be up there within the hour, hopefully. So if you want to share it with anyone, I think it was a great one just to even watch, even if you didn't get a reading. I think being in the space, certain things, pertain to many people. And then we also have the email. So you can email us if you have questions, if you're interested in facilitating, volunteering, need help with the automated love offerings, you can email us at info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. I'm going to take down the slides. And at this moment, I invite everybody to come off and shower Marinés with love that she very much deserves after all the readings today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Greetings, Marinés. Thank
That's
you
wonderful.
so much. Thank you for your spirit, guys. Thank you for all the work that you've done this evening. Thank you for
Thank you.
being you and for saying yes.
Thank you.
So welcome. Thank you all.
Thank you. God bless.
Love you, family.